And this video is brought to you by foodforliberty.com/adapt2030, a full heirloom vegetable seed kit enough for you to grow 10 acres. Click the link below to see what else they offer. And because yesterday's video was non-advertiser friendly because of a movie review and reporting the weather mixed together, this video is advertiser friendly. Off the Weather Network, a real news station showing August snow in Canada, extremely rare below 60 degrees north. New peer-reviewed scientific study talking about CO2 really doesn't have any effect on the atmosphere. It turned out to be water vapor. And the Sydney Morning Herald, global warming changing the tilt of the Earth's spin axis because of water moving around. Yet somehow they forget there's change of seasons every year where our Earth moves. What about our 11,000 year cycle? What about our 25,000 year cycle of axis tilt on the planet? So please remember to subscribe to Adapt 2030 and click the bell to stay subscribed to advertiser-friendly content. I have a lot of comments coming across my board asking, do I get demonetized or is any kind of censorship going on in my channel? This is just an example from yesterday. I talked about a movie review with box office gross coming out of Hollywood Reporter. And then I just put a weather report on top of that where they were talking about unusually cold temperatures in mainstream weather news across the planet. And somehow that video was demonetized because of a movie review and a weather report mixed together. What's funny though is currently I have 7,100 views on that, but they demonetized it within 1 minute of that thing even being posted up there. There's no way anybody could have even watched the video before it was demonetized. It was literally up seconds and then that message flashed across my board there. So nobody watched it. Nobody complained about it. It was definitely a computer algorithm that picked that out for some reason with the key phrases that I put in there. I guess they don't want anybody talking about how the political agenda is not really moving forward the way it should. So on to the Weather Network, August snowfall in Canada. Now we've seen August snowfall and July snowfall. This is just continuing a line of strange anomalous snowfalls throughout the summer. This was up in Banff at Sunshine Village. Even the reporter writing the article talks about it's very rare south of 60 degrees north for this to happen during August. So it is considered a rare snowfall in August, even for Canada. Level of snow coming down, but here's the thing. It was only at around 1,000 meters. It's about 3,000 feet in elevation. It shouldn't be snowing at that altitude. Buildings on our planet are taller than that. New study out, peer-reviewed no less, greenhouse theory blown out of the water. What it's talking about is CO2 virtually has no effect on the Earth's temperature. What it really is, water vapor. What they do is compare the planet's atmospheres and they talk about the theoretical implications of interplanetary relationships, not just the Earth. Go through a whole gamut mathematically of effects on pressure and temperature, back radiation, total solar irradiance, physical nature of atmospheric greenhouse gases, which CO2 is not one of them. They pegged it more to water vapor. Planetary albedo as well, that's cloud cover. And then they finish it off with oceans and water vapor, which is the main driver of all the changes we're seeing, not CO2. If you're into mathematics and formulas, this is a paper for you. Now on to one of the strangest stories I have ever seen in my years doing the Adapt 2030 channel here. This comes off the Sydney Morning Herald. Global warming changing the tilt of the Earth's spin axis. And I was actually shocked when I read this. Regardless of the global warming aspect of it, even if it wasn't global warming based, I have no words to even describe this article. Let's dig into it. For the first time in human history, activity is causing a shift in the tilt of the Earth's spin axis. The growing ecological footprint has caused the whole planet to shift its tilt. Because we are melting so much ice that now this water is starting to drift around the planet and cause our Earth's mass to redistribute itself. And the polar axis is now drifting toward Britain at roughly 16 centimeters a year. And I said, you have got to be kidding me. The graphic in here, interesting, how the Earth's axis is changing, the water mass gain and the water mass loss. And I'll bring you right over to the axial tilt of the Earth. Some call it precession of the equinoxes. It's how our Earth's axis is always going through an 11,000 or 25,000 year cycle where it moves through the heavens 1 degree every 70 years. There's variation in the Earth's orbital cycle. Not only that, but how perpendicular to the ecliptic we are, and how the ancients were able to measure the precession of the equinoxes. 25,920 years, then we come back to the same start point again. The axis of the Earth is always moving. And then this, to say 16 centimeters a year, that's even slower than it really moves by itself naturally. So how can they even blame this on some sort of human influence from melting ice is baffling beyond all description. Really, it is. I just shake my head looking at this article. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. Please consider supporting me on Patreon or PayPal. As you can see, I'm being demonetized. They just don't want this information to come out to you for some reason.